I've been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. Well, that's not true. What is a paradigm? Most people really don't understand them. A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. Now think about that. A paradigm is a mental program. It's in our subjective mind that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual. What is a paradigm? Paradigm is a multitude of habits passed down from generation to generation. Why do you think you look so much like your relatives? That's called genetic conditioning. Paradigms control the way you view yourself, the world, and opportunity. Paradigms control how you approach change, challenges. Paradigms operate exactly the same as the autopilot on a plane. Paradigm is that part of your mind that determines how you behave. Now, you know if you change your behavior a little bit, the results change dramatically. You know that, okay? Mind is the greatest power in all of creation. Dr. J.B. Ryan said that from Duke many years ago. Very wise man. It's the greatest power in all of creation. So let's look at the mind and paradigms. Now, in 1934, Truman Fleet lived down in Texas. He was very much in the healing arts. And he stated that the mind's an activity, it's not a thing. No one's ever seen the mind, or ever will see the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, he says, I'm going to create an image that we can work with. You see, if the mind is where all the problems start, and we don't even know what it looks like, how do we go about changing it? Do you know there's been psychiatrists, psychologists, behavioral scientists working for years, people spending fortunes trying to get the mind straightened out. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know how to straighten it out. They try all kinds of little games. I'm going to show you how it works. Truman Fleet said, let that represent the mind and let that represent the body. Now he said, I believe this is the most valuable idea I've ever learned. So what we want to do is look at the mind and paradigms. Let's take a real close look at your mind and your paradigm. Now this is the point where I really want you to pay attention. This drawing, when I learned this, everything fell into place. Now I had been studying for 10 years. I'd been done very well. I had earned over $1 million a year, but I could not explain what changed, how I changed. I couldn't tell anybody. In fact, I was living in England at the time. I'd moved, I'd opened a business there, and I was asking myself, how did this happen? No formal education, 2 months high school, no business experience, and I owned a company that operated in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England. I was earning all this money, and I started to think, what happened? Why did I change? And I couldn't answer it. I just couldn't. I'd been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I wasn't very smart, and I was earning a lot of money. I was also raised to believe if you don't go to school, you won't get a good job. I didn't have a good job. I owned the whole company. So I started to question everything. And then I started to wonder, how did this happen? And I started to study. It took me 10.5 years. And it was when this drawing was put in front of me that all the information just seemed to come together. It was almost like I'd been working trying to put a jigsaw puzzle together, and I didn't have the lid for the box that had the picture. I didn't know what I was working toward. And I saw that drawing like that. I saw the picture. So let's look here for a moment. That's the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the body. Now the conscious and subconscious operate quite different. This can change your life very, very dramatically. The conscious mind has the ability to originate, choose, accept, or reject. That's a thinking mind. And you know, we've got awesome powers in that part of our mind that we don't even know anything about. Now the subconscious is the emotional mind. It has no ability to reject anything. It is totally deductive. It can only accept, and it's immoral. It'll accept, it's like the earth. You can plant anything you want. I love the way Earl Nightingale put it on The Strangest Secret. He said, you can plant corn, not a 1/16 of an inch away. You can plant nightshade, a deadly poison. One will grow with just as great an abundance as the other. You can plant negative concepts in your subjective mind. They will grow just as easy and as abundant as the positive ones. So let's keep looking here. You can choose what you think. It's your choice. You can accept or reject information. You can originate. In other words, you don't have to listen to what's going on TV. You don't have to read the newspaper. If somebody says the economy is going down tubes, you say, it's not going down the tubes for me. See, in the best economy, there's people that are losing. And in the worst economy, there's people that are winning. Now think, you have the ability to choose in your conscious faculties. Your subconscious doesn't have that. It has no ability to reject. And get this, it cannot differentiate between what's real and what's imagined. So go back and stop and think of what Carnegie said. Any idea that's planted in the mind, any idea that's emphasized, that's either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. I think he was fairly well qualified to say that. He started out as a poor little boy that immigrated to America, and by 1903, he was the wealthiest man in the world. That was the idea he planted. Whatever you plant in your subjective mind, the mind will accept and start to grow. See? So the conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject. The subconscious does not. Now, when you were an infant, this is how you arrived. Whatever was going on around went right into your subconscious mind. That's why you learn the language you learn. That's why you like the food you like. You're a product of your environment. Do you know that almost all welfare recipients are third and fourth generation welfare recipients? It's rather sad because they just breed one after another. Why? Nobody's thinking. They're just totally subjective to their environment. Now look at paradigms are nothing but those ideas planted over and over and over. And when you're an infant, that's the way it worked. The paradigm is the program that controls you, okay? Then you go to school, all right? Now school gave you valuable knowledge. However, school never taught us how to alter our old paradigms. They just didn't show us. Consequently, we frequently do not do what we already know how to do. We have superior knowledge, inferior results. That causes confusion and frustration. Now let's use the model here and see how this works. School loads up the information in the conscious mind, and they want to know if you've got it, so they give you tests periodically throughout the year. And if you get good grades, they'll pass you and they'll say you have learned. Well, let's look at this. The results don't match the knowledge people have. You'll find people that are really brilliant, yet they're unhappy, sick, and broke. How come? They're not doing what they know how to do. You see, what we haven't been taught is the paradigm that was programmed in at birth, genetically first, and then environmentally. That program controls our behavior. The knowledge that we've got in our conscious mind doesn't control our behavior, and it doesn't reflect in our results. If you want to change the results, you got to change the paradigm. Buckminster Fuller said, you never change things by fighting existing reality. To change things, you build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Now that's what this program will do for you. If you want to build a new model, and you will do this and you'll get this program and use it as we suggest, I guarantee you things will change. Now, this isn't just a theory that I've got. I've been at this for years. I've worked all over the world with this. Works everywhere. You want to get new results? New paradigm. New paradigm. Click on the button and get involved in 6 Minutes to Success. Let me help you start your day in a great way every day. I've been doing it for a long time. It's helped me earn millions of dollars, build a wonderful company, and it'll help you do exactly the same.